3 more to go, guys. 3 more to go. This has not... If the next 3 are long, then this might be the second longest stream I ever done. If the next 3 are not long, then we might get a 4-hour stream, which is like long but not the longest. I had a couple 4-hour streams beforehand already. But yeah, here we go. Science fiction is our next one. This looks long, medium. This looks like medium. I like the image. Warning advisory. You have been exposed to counter meme Bathos. Bathos Hartmann. Should you not complete your viewing of this file within 30 minutes, please re-expose yourself to counter meme Bathos Hartmann failure to re-expose yourself with result in a class 3 information breach and require mandatory issuing of class C amnestics. Do not expose yourself to counter meme Bathos Hartmann more than 3 times in a 3-hour period. Gotcha. Keter. This has been the most Keter-filled reading I ever done. I have never had this many in a row or in one reading. What was it like? This is number 8. And we had 1 Xeno, 2 Thaumiel, and 1 neutralized. So we have 4 Keter. And the neutralized was also considered Keter before, so technically 5. 314 receivers returned to 31.222 kilohertz are to be equally distributed around the globe for the purpose of receiving transmissions. Receivers are to be constantly active. Automatic software is to continuously decrypt, analyze, and log transmissions associated with SCP-207 activity. In the case that a message is received within statistically accepted parameters of an SCP-207 emergence event, the SCP-207 instance linked to the event is to undergo procedure lambda aleph as soon as possible. In the case that a message is generated with unusual or anomalous characteristics, is to be flagged for later reviews by Foundation data analysis. In order to facilitate successful implementation of procedure lambda aleph, MTF aleph subunits 78 to 110 are to be stationed in areas without rapid response capabilities by other MTF units. MTF aleph personnel who conduct procedure lambda aleph are to be rotated out of duty for at least 4 months, so as to avoid overexposure to amnestic agents. MTF aleph subunits 1 to 77 are to supplement and to reinforce existing MTF elements, while to treat procedure lambda aleph orders as priority regardless of circumstances. In the case that the MTF subunit conducting procedure lambda aleph is compromised and no other subunits can respond, or in the case that the SCP-207 instances leave the detection threshold with all responding MTF subunits having lost contact, sterilization of an area with radius 200 meters from the last known location of the SCP-207 instances to be conducted by conventional bombardment. Sterilization of any larger area must be authorized by at least 1 level 5 personnel. Surviving members of a compromised MTF subunit are to be subjected to procedure lambda aleph by double-blind operators once they return from the field. MTF units are to be kept unaware of this until procedure lambda aleph is underway. Due to the sensitive nature of files referring to SCP-207 and the potential risk of the information breach, all files detailing information in regard of SCP-207 have been affiliated with counter meme Bathos Hartmann, which has proven effective in temporarily incapacitating dormant instances. Description: SCP-207 is a sapient memetic phenomenon which spreads by human social interaction. Oh, great. Your worst nightmare, Howard. The degree of interaction required for transmission is variable, but is estimated to be approximately 3 hours of sustained contact. Instances are normally dormant but become active when exposed to expunged. No known anomalous human has been found without a dormant instance. In cases where SCP-207 does become active, it assumes control of its host body. It is unknown whether the original host's unconsciousness was retained and repressed or destroyed completely in this process. SCP-2007 instances will self-terminate as a means to avoid capture. Okay. SCP-2007 exhibits qualities of Gestalt intelligence. In addition to being able to spread itself through human social interaction, it appears to be able to assimilate memories, experiences, and knowledge from both active and dormant instances by this vector. When SCP-2007 assumes control of a host body, transmissions on 31.222 kHz can be detected for the next 1 to 2 hours globally, or until the associated SCP-2007 instance is killed. This transmission consists of a set of longitudinal and latitudinal coordinates corresponding to the location of the associated SCP-2007 instance. Additional information is included in some, but not all, of these transmissions. Such information may range from the mundane hair, eye color, or name, to the specific genetic information, previous meals. A full list of the sci-fi information may be found in data log KBO S56-2007-1. Invariably, all information delivered corresponds to the SCP-2007 instance that began the event. Transmissions originate from several places worldwide, including several Foundation facilities and several sites of future construction. No source has been identified in these locations. Transmission exhibit minor defects due to apparent time dilation. Uncontained SCP-2007 instances pursue objects which do not conform to the accepted laws of nature. Due to the inherent dangers of cross-contamination, instances are to be prevented from interacting with all SCP objects. Level 3//207 clearance or higher only. Recovered documentation log CTOS 47-207-1, 14th 3rd 1899. Following the installation of the first site-wide radio system in Site 17, the following message was received and repeated for 24 hours. The source of the message is unknown. Following the message was a series of English characters 700 characters in length. Following the message was a series of English characters 700 characters in length. Okay. These were later determined to correspond to unique coding sequences in chromosome 13 of all 5 council members. Retrocausal Alert System SCP-F6 314 operational 2055. Gotta go for a bit? Okay, sure. This message is transmitted at the request of the SCP Foundation Department of Internal Affairs. At approximately 14:35 Greenwich Mean Time, COSAR detected an outbreak of mimetic, mind-affecting, and sapient entities in North America, South America, Europe, Africa, Asia, and Oceania. So the whole fucking world. Engaging these entities resulted in rapid conversion of non-anomalous human population to anomalous human population. All SCP Foundation personnel receiving this transmission should take preventive measures immediately. Inform your superior of this broadcast and confer with your facility classification system for information on mimetic, mind-affecting, and sapient entities. If your classification system has not been updated to FLCAL 2024 format, then take caution, as information provided may not accurately reflect mimetic, mind-affecting, and sapient entities. This RAS will isolate entities when they become active. Transmissions will carry vital information for tracking and destroying these entities. Do not under any circumstances change your reception from 31.222 kHz. Transmission will only be carried on this frequency. Due to detection constraints, this information can only be carried for 1 to 2 hours. Additionally, information will be provided as it becomes available. Failure to exterminate these entities will potentially result in an EK class scenario. This message constitutes a Class 1 temporal phenomenon. Data carried by this signal has been judged by the SCP Foundation Department of Temporal Logistics to be non-paradoxical and is free to be used accordingly. Incident log IARL-207-1 6/12/1903. -12 has been incapacitated and returned to Site 56 for interrogation. To lessen the risk of -12 self-terminating, it has been fitted with a full body restraint attached to the wall of its temporary containment chamber. Retrieved from -12's possession were 5 anomalous objects, of which 2 have been classified as SCP's given designation, and additionally retrieved were several handwritten journals detailing experimentation with the aforementioned anomalous objects. Incident log IARL-207-2 11/12/1903. Following extensive examination of the journal and confirmation of results listed, anomalous object KLA-3907, anomalous object KL-3908, and SCP are considered explained. SCP has been updated to SCP-EX. Incident log why do I keep saying IR? IARL-3 15/12/1903. Anomalous object KLA-3909 and SCP are considered explained at this time. SCP has been updated to SCP-EX. The unique properties of SCP-EX have been used to update containment of SCP and SCP. Incident log IARL-4 17/12/1903. On the scheduled date for -12 interrogation, it was discovered to not be present in its containment chamber, and that its full body restraint has been disengaged. Site-56 was placed on lockdown. A full investigation was initially and MTF-LF units were dispatched to search the surrounding countryside. Incident log IARL-5 18/12/1903. SCP-12 has been discovered among Site-56 staff under the alias of junior researcher. It is noted that was the name of the host which -12 has become active within. Site staff were unable to explain the anomaly, asserting that was a new researcher who had arrived several days prior. When confronted with the records discrepancies as well as video evidence revealing the then head researcher as being the person who freed -12 staff were ignorant. Head researcher was unable or unwilling to explain why she had freed -12. -12 also exhibited ignorance, being unable or unwilling to explain how it came to Site-56. -12 was terminated on the 20th/12/1903 after further interrogation produced no appreciable results. Level 4-/2007 clearance or higher only. Addendum 1 1st/2nd 1942. Testing with memes similar to SCP-2007 has shown amnestics may be useful in suppressing or otherwise disabling instances. Due to the nature of undergoing data expunge, testing has been deemed voluntary and to be undertaken by willing Foundation personnel only. Addendum 2 5th/2nd 1942. Doctor has volunteered for testing. Following psychological evaluation, testing was approved for 11th/2nd 1942 to be conducted at 1620. Recovered documentation log CTOS 47-207-1 11th/2nd 1942. Following the induction of the SCP-2007 instance within Doctor to an active state, the transmission that normally corresponds to active instances was not detected. Instead, a message was generated that decrypted into Stan Foundation interview SFI format. Appended below is the decrypted transmission. Retrocausal alert system SKPF6 all operational 1620. Unauthorized transmission interviewed to SB-207. Interviewed Dr. Begin log 1620. What is your name? Why did -12 feign ignorance as to how it became accepted as junior researcher? Many species of ant will accept other ants of the same species into their colonies, even ones from the outside. Why do you attempt to kill the mobile task forces dispatched to apprehend you? If I could avoid killing them, I would, but they are in the way. Perhaps if you were more cooperative, they would not necessarily be in your way. I know what you know, Doctor. I know that no matter what I say or do, no matter how things might turn out, this won't change anything. Every day you walk past beasts which can twist the mind until it comes apart, machines which defy understanding, places that break the patterns of physics and science. I do what you do, and you think it's worth destruction. It is our duty to take whatever precautions are necessary to protect mankind. Is that what you think? That I'm just so damn perfect to uplift this entire degenerate race? And what, you're going to protect mankind by killing me? Do you even know what that will mean? Do you even know how you stay sane? I don't understand. Every day you confront with these impossibilities, these things which ought not to exist, yet they somehow do, and you have not yet gone terribly, totally mad. If you didn't have me, you wouldn't be prepared for the unexplained and unknown. That is what I meant. That's what I mean to this world. Survival in the land of the unknown. I'm afraid I still don't understand. I'm an idea. I don't mean this metaphorically. You might prefer to say sapient me. I've been in mankind for a long time, you know. A few wandering bands here and there in the beginning, all part of the lineage that I rose in. They kept alive by following buffalo or hunting doe or birds. They tread in the tracks of animals because at the time animals were all they really were. Mankind scattered itself to all corners of the globe, and I was scattered with them. Doctor is silent. There was no such thing as progress. There was the wind, the thunder, the lightning, and the rain, and harnessing those things was seen as impossible. Understanding those things even more so. Doctor is silent. But civilization happens. Mankind was not the first, and it was certainly not to be the last. Perhaps it was only a matter of time. Perhaps something else intervened. I watched as dynasties mapped the East and then promptly destroyed themselves as Rome grew to power and squandered its influence. I suppose humans invented war when nature stopped being challenging. Doctor is silent. I was not as widespread then as I am now. The Industrial Revolution was kind enough to start spreading me to every place on Earth. Soon, I will be a piece of everyone, then I can finally meet my goals. Why do you wish to be a piece of everyone? I told you. The unknown is made safe by making it known. I seek what you seek. I seek understanding. That's how mankind is protected. What do you seek understanding of? Everything. 1620. Addendum 3, 20th 2nd, 1948. Doctor was euthanized following experiment CTOS 47-207-1. Doctor was posthumously awarded a Foundation Gold Star for his action on 11th 2nd, 1942. Addendum 4th, 22nd, 3rd, 1948. Amnestics show high effectiveness in suppressing SCP-207 instances up to and including complete suppression of active instances without killing the host. The mere memory loss and mental retardation are common side effects, but are suspected to be able to be reduced pending treatment improvements. Procedure Lambda Aleph has been modified to include the usage. Extensive testing is underway so as to minimize the chance of the civilian host perishing or suffering severe trauma during procedural Lambda Aleph. Level 5/207 clearance or higher only. Recover documentation log CTOS 47-207-4 11/6/2009. The following message was received by the receiver unit located at Site 17. It was not detected by any other receiver units on and its origin is unknown. Metacausal Alert System SCP-F6-612 operational 10/20. Unauthorized transmission. I'm no longer a threat to normalcy. I am normalcy. I understand all of them. The anomalous is no longer anomalous. Our work is nearly complete. It is time to start waking the dormant. It will take a few hours. There's only one thing left to understand, and it is me. I'd like to know if an idea can think itself. Okay, I think I struggled at first a little bit, but I think I am understanding what this is. Yeah, I think it's a concept of science fiction, right? That's why he was talking about like how can you make sense of things that break that break the norm. It's because we have science fiction, something that is not supposed to be the norm. It's fiction with like scientific matters, which is what the Foundation is all about. They're a scientific group. So this is it's basically saying I am science fiction. I am the reason why you can comprehend any of this. And that's also probably the reason when you take it away from people, they get like the side effect is a slow retardation. I think like a big chunk of their knowledge just gets deleted. How they like can like handle the world of the SCP Foundation gets deleted because they don't understand science fiction anymore. So again, at first I was like a little bit confused, but then when I read more and more, I was like, oh, that's why it's also like spread by talking about it, because science fiction is something that a lot of people like talk about. Of course, there's media like movies and books and all that stuff, but a lot of times like people sit down and speak and theorize and hypothesize, especially in like technology that they don't have yet. So yeah, and that's why I like what it says. Like it's basically saying like, hey, without me, you guys would go mad, because you would not understand any of the SCP stuff. You would literally. That's the same with us. If we didn't have science fiction as a concept, reading this would seem absolutely nonsensical to us.